Kevin here. Today I'll be running my Lizardmen, breaking them out of mouthballs. Ran them at 2250. Leading my army today, I have a Source Old Blood on a cold one, light armor, shield, to combine for a 0+ armor save. I gave him the Blade of Revered Zunki, however you pronounce that, +1 strength and armor save, and the Glyph Necklace, give him a 5+ ward save because I hate having a Lord with no ward save. After that, I have Source Scarvet, Battle Standard Bearer on cold one, light armor, shield, give him the 1+ save, and I gave him the War Banner because, you know, why not? After that, I have 2 Skink Priests on Engines of the Gods with 2 scrolls each. Now down to the core, I have a unit of 16 Source Warriors with hand weapon and shield. My general goes there, so nice rock solid core unit. After that, I got 15 Source Warriors with spears. I'm going to run them 6 wide, and the Battle Standard Bearer goes there. I hope that works out, haven't done that before. The Skinks, 3 units of 10 Skink Skirmishers to kind of screen my forces. Hopefully prevent any magic shooting, as otherwise they're not really worried too much. Maybe some charge redirection. And I have a unit of 17 Skinks with 2 Croxagores. Favorite unit of mine. A lot of people, malign it, but I was running it back in 5th edition, and I love it. And to finish everything off, I have a single Salamander hunting pack. Don't really know what he's going to do much against the vampire counts. Maybe kill a few zombies, but other than that, should be good. And now over to Russ.
Hey guys, Russell Crichton here. Just got done playing a game with Kevin Drury. I played Vampire Counts versus Lizardmen. The forces were commanded by Lord Manfred on a Barded Nightmare. He had the Scepter de Norat, which raises D3+9 zombies from Raised Dead, and Book of Arkham, which is a bound level 3 Dance Macabre spell.
Also pretty much standard in any vampire list with with casting involved.
First thing you put in after you put in your general. I had 2 more vampires, both level 1. One had the Dread Knight Vampiric roll with Manfred in the Blood Knight squad. He had Summon Creatures of Night, which lets him raise direwolves a little bit easier. He had a Talisman of Protection with a 6+ ward save, because as Kevin said earlier, ward saves are a must on characters because they die pretty easily if you can get them. My other hero, like I said, was a vampire. He had a +1 magic level. He had Summon Ghouls instead of Summon Creatures of the Night. Lets the ghouls get raised a little bit easier.
And for those of you paying attention later on, you'll notice that he forgot the level 2 upgrade the entire game.
Yeah, that's me. I win that award. They also had the Helm of Commandment. Lets any squad within 12 use a vampire's weapon skill in hand-to-hand. Pretty good necessity to have. Lets the squad stay around for a little bit while longer. I ran a pretty core-heavy list with this one. I had 2 30-man squads of zombies. They're my sticky unit. I had 2 Crypt Ghoul squads, both with a gassed 20 and a 21-man squad. 2 direwolf squads to run with the Blood Knights to protect them from going frenzy and charging the wrong thing.
And they kind of point out those direwolf squad with a Doomwolf, which is often referred to as the Dragon Trap. If you charge something on a monster with a character on it, you challenge with a direwolf. He kills the direwolf. You have 1 direwolf left over, and he gets stuck there for a turn.
And that's a new tactic for me. I'm going to use that next time. I had a unit of Graveguard, 19 strong, full command, with the Banner of the Barrows. It gives them all +1 to hit and hand-to-hand. The vampire with the +1 magic level I never used. Sat in that squad. I had a Vargulf who ran with the Blood Knights for a little bit of protection. And as with the Blood Knights, 4-man strong. Can only get 4 painted in time. I'm sorry out there. They had the Banner of the Dying Legion. Lets them have double unit strength. And that's my points.
On to the deployment. I won the world for deployment, and I gave it first deployment and tableside choice to Russ. I knew he was going to have a lot of units. I knew he was going to have more than me, so I just wanted to see more of what he was putting out there. Yeah, he got to side with the force. I was kind of hoping for that woods, but I had a building. I didn't know if that was going to come into play or not. I obviously started putting all my Skink Skirmishers down and my Salamander hunting pack, trying to just draw him to one side, and it actually worked, as you'll see a bunch of zombies and ghouls over there across from pretty much just Skink. I also placed a unit of the Orange Source with spears with the Battle Standard Bearer kind of centrally to kind of hopefully keep that illusion up a little bit longer before I started putting down the big units. And as you can see there, I pretty much have a refused flank. Only thing I'm really opposite is the Vargulf, the Blood Knights with the 2 characters, and the Hounds, which is still a handful, and if I handle it poorly, it could still just break through that flank. But I do have my general over there, and one-on-one he can handle any character over there, but he's also in a unit of, I guess compared to the Blood Knights, squishy Source Warriors, so I'll have to play that properly.
The first unit I deployed was the zombies. I usually start with them as my early squads to not really let the opponent know where I'm going to put my heavy hitters. I did put a little bit too much on the right-hand side. I figured Kevin was going to deploy a little bit more evenly. I know he's going to do a refused flank. I put the direwolves on the far right flank because I didn't want him to know where I was going to put my Blood Knights, because they pretty much take care of any squad in the game. The infantry in the middle of the table. I should have put them more towards the middle, I guess, so I could have helped the Blood Knights out on the left. They were really sort of out of the game for a while. It looks like they would be, at least, because they were so far away. And then the Blood Knights, really wanted them to go forward and try to take out at least one good squad, maybe a Stegadon if I'm lucky, fingers crossed. Then have squads in the middle, my infantries and my zombies tie up so the Blood Knights can do their job. Turn 1, Kevin won the roll to go first. Let me go first. Pretty much standard first turn. Get as close as you can.
Without getting range of my Stegadons. Damn it.
Because they're mean. Pretty much just moved up and then just got ready for the magic phase. Hit the Vargulf behind the tree.
And and you also had those dire wolves out with one dire wolf in front of your vampire count, so they wouldn't charge out at any skink that I would perhaps put in front of them to bait them.
They're good, but they can be a double-edged sword sometimes. On to the magic phase. I had 10 power dice. I had a really crazy fixation with 2s in this magic phase. Had a lot of fails. I think it was 4 or 5 fails trying to cast Invocation on the wolves. I only got 2 of them raised. Vampire 2, the red one, in the Crypt Guard squad, raised 3 ghouls. That was pretty much it. I think Kevin even had Dispel dice left over.
Yep, and all my Dispel scrolls, and I'll take that kind of results all day long. Hope that they stay there.
And I was trying to bait out. He knew I ran the Book of Arkham. Like I said before, it's a must. Tried to let it go off and didn't work. He dispelled it, but I didn't roll a 1, so it didn't break that turn. As everybody knows, vampires don't shoot. So that's my turn 1.
Yep. On to my turn 1, I moved forward cautiously with most of my units, save for a skink suicide squad who ran over in front of the Blood Knights in case he had any crazy ideas of trying to charge out and attack my units. Made sure I was out of the charge arc of the dire wolves, and positioned the rest of my units that if for some reason he did come in and charge those skink, he'd be warmly received by my source with the general and 2 Stegadons. Elsewhere, I moved forward the skinks in the center to kind of challenge the line there, hopefully bait them forward and keep them away from the rest of my lines for a little bit. Move the salamander squad forward as well, and the red skink with short bows moved into the house. Magic phase, which until I get closer to the engines is not going to be a really nice time for me. I tried one engine just in the off chance I rolled a 12. I didn't. I got second sign off, got 3 rerolls, which I forgot to use, which could have been useful when I failed all my other spells, but that's the big dice there, so when you see that pop up, that's how many rerolls I have, and with everything out of range of shooting, on to turn 2.
Alright, top of 2 for vampires. At the start of the turn, I declared a charge. Direwolves on the right flank charged the salamanders.
Who promptly fled.
They're scared. So they got a failed charge, they moved up. That was the only charges I had that turn. On to movement. Move the zombies and the ghouls up more. I was going to try to see what I can do for next turn, try to start moving to the middle, hopefully. On the left flank, the direwolves and the Blood Knights moved up. Blood Knights were still behind the direwolves, so they didn't have to charge the blue skinks behind the tree.
And Vargulf had to run behind the knights to try to find something to do.
And apparently it pays off to read your codex, because I forgot the Vargulf doesn't have flying, so he had to walk behind the knights. I thought he had flying.
Those big wings are just for show.
Yeah, who needs wings? That was my movement phase. On to magic. Well, it was a little bit better than last turn. I got a couple of ghouls back. I raised dead on the left flank in front of the Blood Knights,
which I chose not to dispel, and you'll see why later.
Pretty much my plan for now, since the part of his Saul's force was on the left-hand side, was try to bog him down with squishy zombies as many as I can get over there. Hopefully, I was trying to shoot for 5 or 6 squads so we can hit one and keep overrunning to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, so I can finally get the knights into charge. Brought the Vargulf around behind the Blood Knights because his Croxagore skink squad were coming around, and I knew that someone was going to get hit. I need to get a side charge, hopefully.
Yeah, I forgot to mention them last turn. They moved up pretty aggressively to get right in front of the wolves, so they wouldn't be running out of the way of the Blood Knights.
But, all in all, it wasn't a bad magic phase. Better than last turn.
All right, my turn 2. Charges. The Skink Croxagore unit, which I forgot to mention before, charges right into the Hounds, which are a little bit bigger than they were, but I feel pretty confident on that. Movement, the Skinks that were moved in the middle, they can stay put. Rallied the Salamander, luckily. The Source of Spears and the Battle Standard angle a little bit to try to cut off both the ghouls and the zombies heading my way. The engines move up a little bit, especially the one on the far side moves in to try to get in pulse range of the knights to try to take a few of them out. And my general's unit moves up a little bit in anticipation of charging those zombies if they're still there. And then onto my magic phase.